Alrighty. Guys, this is episode 15 of No Fat Chicks 42. The 42 is just because, like, I tried a lot. Like, No Fat Chicks is taken 41 times. So that's why it's 42. I like the number, favorite number. And a lot of good people wore that number. Anyways, so basically, the feedback I've been getting about this podcast is that there's not enough structure and they have no idea what the fuck it's about. It's really about fucking anything. But I do want to change up the format a little bit. Hopefully you guys like the change up. Gonna definitely try to help you guys set up the episodes so you know what it's all about. And just so you know, at the bottom of every single one of my episodes, I put in the description when we change topics. So if you don't want to listen to a certain topic, you don't give a fuck about pitching in the NL, or you don't give a fuck about the offsides rule in the NHL, or you don't give a fuck about Manny Machado and the Dodgers, then just go down to the bottom and go click on, like, you know, if gravediggers were bad at their job jokes, or go click on the shit where we talk about degenerate gambling. Like, there's some good stories in there. So skip past the bullshit if you don't want to talk about sports. But the podcast is all about my guests and all about my friends and whatever they want to talk about and what I know they like. Most of my friends like sports, so a lot of the episodes are going to revolve around sports. And a lot of my friends like LA sports, so a lot of it's going to be about LA sports. And yeah, but you can disagree with me all you want. That's fine, because I do say a lot of bullshit. But hopefully you like it. You want to come on, reach out to me, let me know, because like I said, it's all about all of my friends. So anybody who wants to get on this motherfucking shit can get on this motherfucking shit. Just gotta let me know, and we'll record for show. This episode, though, 15, No Fat Chicks, 4-2, motherfucking Nate Tissage, motherfucking Dave Tissage, and these guys are fucking wild. This episode's wild. I think Dave starts shaving his nutsack at the end. It gets really loud, so sorry for, like, the loudness. I don't think Dave realizes you can't be moving around doing shit when you're on a pod. You gotta be quiet. But it's still not bad. It's still, you can hear everything. It's fun. And Dave is hilarious for telling some stories about NayNay when he was like 10 or like 13, just getting hammered. Talks to us about his bottle of Throttle, I guess, stories, or what the rules are for pilots. Dave was in Boston for this, so he was like, it's like 12, it's midnight or 1 a.m. where he was at. And so basically we just talk about Nate and his Ravens bet, the fucking degenerate bets on the first preseason game of the year in the NFL. Betting on preseason football, guys. So what an idiot. And by the end of the episodes, you'll know what happens to his bet. And so stay tuned. And basically, yeah, we'll just be telling some old stories, talking some shit about sports, and maybe have some little old stories about me as well in there. Hope you guys enjoy. And if you don't, I don't know, unsubscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I gotta hold on to all the subscribers I got, guys. Seriously, I think I'm up to 13. Baker's dozen. Let's go, baby. All right, enjoy. Nathan, how are you? You doing good, bud?
I'm doing swell. Hey, I just got off the phone with fucking Dave. I told him I gotta do a 30-minute podcast. He goes, dude, cue me in. Do you think we can three-way Dave?
Yeah, have him call me. Give him my number and have him call me right now. Can you text it to him?
Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, just have him call me and I'll do it right now.
No, I think I can do it. Add call.
Just have him call me. I'll just merge the call.
Okay, all right.
But he's got the only problem is he's got to subscribe to this after.
No. Well, he goes, send me after. I'll listen to it. I go, well, dude, like we should probably try to get you on. He's like, dude, let's definitely do that.
Yeah, man. Well, I've got unlimited time. I know you gotta get to bed early like a little bitch, but whatever.
Well, dude, I'm 2 hours ahead of you, asshole.
Don't give a fuck how many hours ahead are you. Dude, you're a rocket. Nobody cares when you show up, man.
Hey, so real quick before we do this, though, my only recap was, and I think moving forward, like, the one thing I'm, like, all the other podcasts I listen to, you know how they have, there's two things. One is they have, like, it's topics, right?
Some of them do. Joe Rogan's isn't. It's just freeform. You just talk.
It is. Well, right. Well, he goes, but his guys but his is an interview the entire time, right? Which is your like the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's honestly just, dude, like whatever my friends want to talk about and get off their chest. Like I really don't. And then I type in the description like when we change subjects and what topics. So like if people really want to, they can go look at the topics that are up there and they can go decide if they want to listen to one or the other. But yeah, I mean, like, it's basically freeform. I don't want to, like, have one full episode, like, this is all going to be about this topic, and this is all going to be about this topic, because what if our conversation just wants to lead to something else, you know?
No, I agree with you. Like, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, so I Spin Chicklets, right? You listen to Spin Chicklets.
It's a hockey podcast. The main thing about it is hockey.
Correct. But at the same time, in that hockey podcast, Biz will talking about, like, fucking a nasty snatch that he fucking had on a road trip. You know what I mean? Like, and it goes off the rails all the time. So, like, I agree. I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, at any point, it can go any way, shape, or form where you want to go with it. I'm just thinking of, like, ideas of, like segments or anything like that. Is like anything that, or you just want to keep it free. My
goal is to have reoccurring guests and reoccurring listeners, and like hopefully, you know, if John Carpenter is coming on tonight, like we have an episode where I put him on and then I post it. You know, me and John are gonna have a lot of laughs. It's gonna be goofy. There's gonna be a heavy sports theme, but we're also gonna talk about some other shit. And like with you, it's gonna be sports. Like you know, mostly it's gonna be a sports podcast. You just and whatever person I have on, like we're gonna talk Dallas sports. You know, we're gonna talk whatever sports Dave wants to talk about, but like most of my friends are from LA. We're gonna talk a lot of LA. I have friends out here from Pittsburgh. Once they're on, or the one from Florida. When they're on, we're gonna talk about Florida stuff. It's basically just like Joe does. Like my guest is gonna basically cater. Yeah, it's gonna be based around like what they want. So that's kind of what it is about. Like at the end of one of my brother's podcasts, we talked about Jurassic Park for 20 minutes. We're like, this whole podcast is about Jurassic Park. What the fuck? But we had been recording for an hour and 15. So it's like whatever. We talked about so much. So it's super fun. I don't know. I had a couple people come up to me this week in the office and say they checked it out and they liked it, which is great because I've only had like 20 views. So that's cool.
No. And that's what, I mean, that's the thing about it. That's how it's going to start, right? It's going to say, hey, word of mouth. Hey, like, you heard it's actually a funny podcast. You should listen to it.
Yeah, and I don't have a reason for anybody to listen to me. I'm not like a comedian. I don't have like a acting history, or I'm not a famous anything. So like most of these people that do podcasts, they already have like a following, and they just like do a podcast on top of what they already do. I'm like doing it totally the opposite way.
No, exactly, right? And it's like but I thought about I know there's people out there that go on, like, part of my take of Barcelona I listen to, but like there are sports writers or something like that, and like that's I guess their following. But like even that, like, but they didn't do, like, they're like us. Like, yes, their job is in sports, like in writing about sports, but they don't have, you know what I mean? There's nothing, like, they're not comedians. There's nothing about them that's like that interesting. But you know what I mean? I feel like you can come from that angle where it's like, hey, dude, like, yeah, I'm not a fucking professional athlete. Yeah, I'm not somebody famous, but like I got some fucking funny content.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. And I have funny friends that live all over the country, and I want to have them on and talk to them. And like, I really don't care. It's just for fun. Like if you out of your day, out of all the podcasts and all the content and books and everything, like radio shows, TV shows, if you want to put on this and go onto YouTube and go onto SoundCloud and listen to this, then by all means, I don't think it's going to be a boring waste of time. I think you'll actually have a good time listening to it. Hopefully, I mean.
No.
We're not we're just degenerate idiots wasting time, having a good fun time doing it.
Yeah,
having a fun time wasting time.
I'm gonna give you a theme that's gonna at least start off this podcast, is that I have fucking a shit ton of money on this fucking preseason fucking football game because I'm a degenerate gambler.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I have the Ravens in the over, and I'm fucking sweating this out right now.
Are they playing right now or something? Is there a preseason game on right now?
Preseason game on right now. It's 17 Baltimore, 7 Chicago, and Chicago's about to score, so the over's about to hit. But I think we need to talk about this because Drew, I was in this bar, and the first series, like, there's like a ball tipped up in the air, and like the Ravens pitch it off, and I lose my shit. Like I'm like unglued, like, holy fuck, that a baby!
Oh my god, you're like, that guy.
And everybody in the bar is like, oh my god, like, this is fucking August 4th. Why is this guy losing his shit about something, you know? And then it hit me. I'm like, oh my god, like, total degenerate gambler. This is good. This would be good content.
But you're handsome, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's got a strong jawline, so fuck it. All right.
Yeah, good teeth, good haircut. He's in. He's good. He could be an idiot.
All right. Let me send Dave your number, and let's get this thing going. So Dave's in Boston right now. By the way, Biz, Win, and all of them are in Boston right now.
Who? All those guys? Is he gonna try to run into him?
No, he's in a fucking hotel room being a loser.
Oh, he's a.
Which you could also talk about.
Hold on.
I called you.
Dude, yeah.
So let's just be clear. Like, Dave is gonna go just complete fucking dirty rock.
I don't care. I've been recording this whole time. I record right when you start the phone call. So here.
Okay.
Hold and accept. All right, we all here, boys?
Let's do it, AT.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Fucking let's go.
That's what I like to hear. Dude,
he's like, no, we just gotta do a podcast with AT and Evan. I was like, all right.
Fuck yeah,
Sounds
man.
about right.
How's Boston, dude?
Hot as shit and muggy.
Yeah, gross.
I literally walked out. I was gonna go to the Red Sox Yankees game, and two things. One, I walked out and I was like, am I allowed to cuss on this thing?
Dude, go fuck. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. And then I was just like, there's no way I'm going to more Yankee games this year than Dodger games. Like, I'd rather there's no way I'm dying on that cross. Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
Trash.
I mean, the Yankees got a squad this year, though. I mean, they are a fun team to watch. So, I don't blame you. But Puig just went yard. Puig just hit a big jack right there. There you go. 7-1. Damn.
Oh, God, I wish I had the fucking run line tonight. That would have been fun.
Well, how about your brother, Dave? With sweating it out on preseason football here. Are you in the same boat he is?
No, I'm watching the game, though. I don't know what I'm rooting for. I don't want him to lose his ass, but it's just so funny, to watch him lose his collective shit over a meaningless game. It's just that should be the first thing. Hi, my name is Nathan. I'm a gambler anonymous or whatever the hell they call that thing, and I bet on preseason football. Hey, Nathan.
That's his prime.
I've never been so jacked to make a bet on August fucking 3rd of preseason football. That basically the guy that's fucking playing right guard is going to be an insurance agent when this whole thing is over in 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're betting on guys to play 4 plays, and do well for you with 4 plays. For the whole night.
Well, we're trying to figure out right now. We're trying to figure out who the kid is that's taking snaps for the Bears. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him. And I'm all about betting dog shit football games in college. So I definitely would have known who he was. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm just I don't know. And it's not worth the Google. That's kind of cheating. But what kind of Midwestern Illinois state did this asshole go to? That's.
So what's the bet though? You said something about the over.
So the bet is over 28 points, and the Ravens have to win by 4.
They're up by 7.
That's how a teaser works. No, sorry. I did tease it. So no, they actually have the Ravens plus 3.5. The score right now is 10 Bears, 17 Ravens. I am in the fucking fast lane.
You're sitting here. Go ahead.
It's got backdoor cover written all over me. Oh, dude, I'll fuck your mouth for backdoor cover. I swear to God, dude. So, the listeners, if you don't know what backdoor cover is, listeners, this is where you think you're fucking good, your bet is money, and sure shit enough, there's about 5-6 minutes left in the game, and here comes the other team, and at the last fucking second of the game, they score a touchdown, and you lose your bet, and you fucking try not to off yourself. Yeah, it's a wild scene, man. It's the sickest thing. Then the worst is if you got a team that's up by 21. If you're betting Alabama, you for sure took this against Mississippi State or something, and they're up by 21. They take everybody out, and somebody hits a 30-yard Hail Mary. Somebody falls. Some redshirt freshman just eats shit. They walk into the end zone. You lose your bet in a completely meaningless way.
The worst is a pick 6 at the very end of the game, or a scoop and score at the very end of the game. Or they start pitching it, and they're like, oh my God, somebody tackle that guy. Somebody tackle that guy. Stop pitching the ball. They're getting, the band is on the field. No. That's the ultimate backdoor cover. That's the ultimate one.
18, you want content? You could literally have a podcast on the worst beats throughout the year. We got hockey, we got baseball, we got basketball, puck lines. We have seen some shit that you're just sitting there and you're just what on earth? And any normal human being would watch and go why do you keep betting? And you're there's no better rush. There's no better rush than a fucking empty net goal with 3 seconds left and you have puck line. There's no better rush than that. Yet I still will get my mouth fucked week in and week out by these bad beats. And it's NayNay, tell them our group's name. Oh, degenerate gamblers losing picks.
Oh yeah.
No. But what do we call it though? We call it the heroin den.
Oh yeah. Oh, welcome to Heroin Den. Hey, Drew, you want to know my Heroin Den story from last week?
Yes.
I bet WNBA, fucking Dallas WNBA. It was a Tuesday night. I had nothing. It was a shitty slate of baseball games. And I was like, you know what? Let's try. I heard there's great odds in WNBA. Let's take the over. Yeah, that's fucking fun.
Dave, this is what it feels like. It feels like I'm talking to Nate. Like he's a crazy heroin addict, and he's in he's betting on the NBA. Like, and I left him in college. He was just betting on normal sports like baseball, basketball, football. Hockey. He was sane, right? Now I find him in Skid Row with needles in his arms, bumming it off a hobo, betting on every sport. Meanwhile, I left him in a nice apartment. He was doing well, and now he's in Skid Row, addicted to heroin, can't get off this shit because he's betting on every sport. He's gonna bet on badminton tomorrow.
Hey, I haven't sucked my fucking bookie's dick yet, so you know.
It's literally the difference between yeah, I shot up some heroin at a party. It got out of hand. This shit happens.
Yeah, casual.
It's the difference between where you're cracking the light bulb open and lighting that up over in the back alley, before you go into your cousin's bar mitzvah.
You got a spoon. You carry around a spoon in your front pocket. You just.
Yeah, that's literally where we're at. And then, so get a load of this. So off the text message, one of his brothers. Well, I don't know if I could say his name. I don't know what the legalities are of that. But anyway, one of his older brothers that's older than him but younger than me says to me, do we blame our cousin who's also a degenerate gambler? And I was like, let me get this straight. First you blame me. First you blame me for all this. Then you want to blame him. How about we blame the kid? At what point, of all the people that you're talking shit to, I'm the only one that doesn't have any action going on tonight. I'm just watching sports.
Yeah.
I'm only betting if I could go to the game. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I have Ravens -3. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna go down for this.
You're in a bad spot when Dave Tissage is the voice of reason. You know what I'm saying? Did you guys, Nate? Did you hear that?
Sorry, my degenerate gambler cousin just walked in the fucking.
Oh no, I was saying is I know you're in a rough patch in life when Dave Tissage is the voice of reason to you. You know what I mean? You've hit a rough spot.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
When he's like, yeah, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? And then I'm like, that's when I really start questioning myself. I'm like,
yeah,
holy shit, man, that's where I'm at.
If you can't.
Well, let's tell the listeners how this all started. How I got so far deep in this heroin den. My brother, on my 18th birthday, Dave Tissage, on my 18th birthday, he opens up a sportsbook account for me with $100, and he puts in there, he goes, Parlaysville Vegas, I love you. That's all he said. Okay, he gave me $100, and now we're here. Now we're betting WNBA. We're betting preseason football. Who's to blame? Huh?
Maybe I did have something to do with this.
Dude, what's step number one? What's step number one in the 12-step program? Dude, admit you have no control over the problem, Nate, and you can't even get on step one.
Dude, no, Drew. The best is when I tell everybody dude, fuck baseball. Once the NBA finals and NHL were over, I was like, boys. Hey, after the World Cup, I fucking lit up the World Cup, by the way, boys. And so yeah, that was my winnings. Anyway, so then I go, hey, I won a shit ton of money. Let's just wait till the football season. It's 3 weeks, Nate. Just fucking get through the 3 weeks. You're gonna be okay. The sure shit enough. The next date, I put 250 on the fucking Angels, and they get boat raced. And I'm like, why am I? You knew to not do this, Nate. You knew this.
It'd be worse. It'd be worse.
The problem is it's not real money. It's you only pay if you get to a certain amount, so you can pay. That's the real sickness.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, dude.
It's just they always have promotions too, and they always get you with certain stuff. But if you bet on this sport, you get 30% extra, and you're like, oh fuck, you got me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Nate, what'd be worse? If you would have won today, if you would have won with the Ravens, you would have just been like, yeah, dude, preseason betting is the best. Let's fucking go.
Oh, Drew, I'm not going to speak anything because the clock's still ticking. My brother also taught me that. Don't ever say your bet's over until the fucking clock is 0. That's one thing he did teach me, so I won't speak nothing. I won't go into that trap.
Down that rabbit hole.
Put my cock in right there. I'm not going to fall into that trap. By the way, if I win this bet, you bet your ass I'm betting that fucking August 7th, fucking whatever the fuck it is, over. You bet your ass, Drew.
Yeah, the 3 preseason games on August 9th will be a busy night for him. There's no two way.
Oh
Hey,
my
Nate, what are you
God.
doing tonight? I'm busy.
Yeah.
He's gonna blow his whole entire load before the season even starts, and everyone's gonna be gambling. He's gonna be like, "I lost all my money. I can't do it. I blew it all in preseason." Like, you bet it on preseason?
Yeah, that's a dark place where you can't even sympathize with your buddy, your coworker. You're like, he's like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about betting like A&M versus whatever the opening game, and you're like, yeah, man, I'm good. I just got took in for $3,000 in the goddamn preseason.
The Ravens' fourth string offense fucked me.
The guy that's fucking selling milk, fucking 1 Raven.
The kicker.
The best part about this is I thought I had an issue. You know, when I was crushing like Toledo versus Akron on a Wednesday night, I thought I was the problem.
Right.
And now I see this shit, I'm like, I'm good. I'm way good.
Yeah. I'm on step 6.
Nate's betting on a kicker. I mean, Nate's hoping a kicker can help him cover the spread, and the kicker was bagging groceries the week before. He's like,
oh my god, dude, boys, if I fucking push on this fucking teaser because it's the over/under is 27, it's 27 right now, and there's not another score in the next 10 goddamn minutes, this whole podcast could go viral because I might go fucking AWOL. You might hear me kill myself.
I don't want it to go viral for that reason, so don't do that. Not the reason why I want this to go viral.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
We were just actually talking about that on the other pod. Like, I'm not like I don't think people should be doing things to go viral. Like, they just go viral organically because they're funny and people latch onto it. Like, I never started this podcast with the intention of like, oh, I want to go viral. I just want to do something cool that people want to listen to if they're my friends and they like it. You know what I mean? Like, no need for me to go try to push it out there. Then just send a text saying, hey, if you like this, listen to it and tell your friends.
Yeah, which is the natural way of doing it. I think that's actually, but you have to agree. There's some of the shit that goes viral that you're like, how the fuck did that get 10 million views? You know what I mean?
Because
like,
we're idiots. Because humans, we're all such like mouth breathers.
Yeah, well, fucking let's take the most recent viral one, the fucking Drake song with the bullshit like "Geeky, do you fucking love me?" Like it's just like. It shows how fucking dumb our society is, number one. Number two, it's like, how the fuck does anybody, like, I'm going to do this dumb fucking video. Did anybody see the video where the guy gets fucking run over by the car?
No, but that sounds awful.
Oh, dude, it was on, I don't know, it was on Dallas News or something. I don't even watch the news. It was on something where, like, this guy was trying to make the video where the car's running and he's doing the dance. And he's doing the dance, and he told his buddy to drive a car, and he was going to jump over the car because he wanted to go viral. Literally says in the interview, I thought it would go viral. And homeboy, like, fucking trips and gets steamrolled with this fucking car. Like, just like CTE instantly. Like, just absolutely demolished by this car. And everyone's like, why the fuck did you do this, you know?
Oh, man.
And he's like, well, I told my buddy to come in, like, 15 miles an hour, and, like, I ended up tripping, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, I mean...
15 doesn't go viral. 35 does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You fucking having your brains on the floor goes viral.
That's so 15 doesn't go viral, 35 does as he presses the pedal down a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was gonna swipe his legs out first.
What time is it? So you're in Dallas. It's 7:45 Pacific my time. So what? You're 2 hours ahead, and then you're even further ahead, Dave. 3 hours ahead. What time?
It's 10:46.
You got a flight tomorrow?
Maybe.
All right.
Not anybody's goddamn business what I'm doing tomorrow. Thanks.
All right, we're not gonna name names here. But Dave, will you please care to discuss how pilots, when you can drink and when you can stop drinking, and that everyone's flight, when you're flying with your respective airlines, how long it's been since your pilot has had a few cocktails? Go ahead, Dave. The floor's yours.
And just so you know, Dave, like there's only 11 subscribers and listeners, so like there may be like a dozen people, maybe a baker's dozen that listens to this. So just be careful.
Is this my safe space? Are we in the safe space of the trench tree?
This is like the safest space because no one's ever gonna find this avenue of the internet.
Nobody's ever gonna find this out.
This thing goes viral.
So tell me about this drinking. How long until you can have a cocktail?
I don't know what the actual rule is, to be perfectly honest. I know I don't drink. If I'm within a day of flying, I don't touch booze.
Oh, that's good.
Dude, fuck you, dude. Tell him the 12 hours. It's a 12-hour rule.
Nate sounds like you know more about this than he does.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours. I think it's like 12 hours bottle of Throttle, we call it.
Which is, dude, Drew, I don't know about you, but I've been in a few benders before where, like, in 12 hours, I am not operating a goddamn fucking plane, a 747 with 90 other human beings in it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Nate's having a hard time waking up trying to find the right amount of 20 XR milligram Adderall to take while he's cracking some coffee, pouring into his coffee, trying to figure out what page of his textbook to open that shit to. Like, he's too cracked out. He can't even open up a book, let alone fly a plane.
Oh, dude, let's not get into the Adderall addiction. Holy shit. I've been weaning off that thing for fucking months.
Oh, you've been weaning off it?
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I was...
You're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Yeah, Drew. I think one time in college, I kicked Drew's door open, and I was like, "Hi, man, I'm fucking out of Adderall. You got me?" He's like, "No, man, I don't have any." I was like, "Well, can you fucking call Shireen, or can you call somebody? Can you call anybody to, like, fucking get me?" He's like, "Dude, like, I mean, you could..." I think you looked at me and go, "You could just study, you know?" And I'm like... And I was just like... Yeah, I'd rather fucking die, Drew. I honestly rather die.
This is a kid that literally, like, he needs a pill to get up, a pill to study, a pill to eat, a pill to, like, take a shit, a pill to go back to sleep, like...
A pill to get that fucking...
he needs a pill...
Up, you know?
Yeah, he needs a pill to, like, counterbalance all the other pills he's taken.
Dude, I just got done reading a book with Mickey Mantle in his 1956 season when he wins the Triple Crown, and they're talking about Billy Martin and all the freaking amphetamines that he was on and sleeping pills and all this shit that he had to take to, like, get up to play, then to get down, then to finally fall asleep. I was just like, Jesus. Maybe Nathan should read a book on Billy Martin, because this is some wild shit here. Like, I was just like, and they're talking about, like, it's just like, oh, the age of innocence. Like, when America was a better time, I was like, you understand this guy's crushing, like, hardcore, like, I can't believe the guy was dead at 60. Like, Jesus, you know?
He made it there. Yeah, that's a good thing for him, 60. Jeez.
Yeah, dude, that's like a motivational book for me, dude. Are you shitting me?
That's more like an autobiography for you, dude.
Dude, speaking of fucking taking speedballs and whatnot, did you get the Paula Duca was on a podcast, and yeah, Paula Duca, and was that Dave? I'm part of my take about the coffee that they used to drink in the early 90s.
Yeah, the ones where one had Greenies in it and one had both of them would set your hair on fire.
Oh,
if you drank the wrong one, you'd be up for...
So, like, they had these things called Greenies, right? So there's two pots of coffee.
I think he's familiar with the term. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. What's a Greenie?
Well, explain it anyways. You're already halfway down. Might as well finish explaining what it is.
Yeah, it's basically like liquid meth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyhow, so Paula Duca is the catcher for the Dodgers, and apparently they're on a road trip, and there's two pots of coffee, and there's one with the Greenies, one just normal coffee, and this fucking security guard is like drinking pots of coffee, and like somebody like notices after his like third cup that he's drinking the fucking Greenies,
fuck.
which you should only have maybe a half a cup of coffee, like that's all you need, and you are fucking good for the entire 9 innings, which is like 8 hours, whatever it is, right? And so this fucking guy like ends up having a goddamn stroke, and Paula Duca's in the locker room, and he's like, holy fuck, man, this guy's having a straight-on seizure. And, like, they had to, like, delay the game. It was a fucking riot.
Jesus.
And it's like, yeah.
What league was this in?
This was fucking a Major League Baseball. It was, like, 93.
Oh, shit. You said it was an equipment guy?
What?
Who was it that drank it? You said there's an equipment guy or something?
It was a security guard, like, in the locker room. Like, just got Joe Schmo, like, having a cup of Joe.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
just thought he's just having normal coffee. He
almost died.
He almost died.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's like a funny story. They're like, no, man, he almost died. Like, oh, shit. Everybody's laughing while they're telling the story. Like, holy Christ.
Yeah.
And they're like what happened to the guy? He's like, he had like get the ambulance and like fucking pump his chest.
It was meth. Oh my god. Yeah, he's probably like vacuuming the ceiling and shit. Oh my. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's
he knew what was. I debate that though. Like, who's crushing 3 cups of coffee while they're sitting on the stool guarding the clubhouse door and not knowing that they're getting into something swift?
Yeah, they
you know?
said they said it was.
Or maybe after the first cup where he's like, yeah, I could run through a brick wall. Like,
I thought it was decaf.
Yeah, when the guy starts breaking the bats and throwing them off the field, maybe you like, take your pulse. Hey, look at Harry over there. He's getting after it.
I heard he's back clean tonight.
Dude, let me tell you, I get judged. You want to talk about greenies? Like, I get judged because for the red eyes, my secret concoction is a grande black coffee.
Listeners, dude, 11 listeners, remember.
11.
No, this is complete. This probably is healthy, but it's definitely illegal. Is a grande black coffee with two shots of espresso in it. And I just nursed that baby across the country. And I'm telling you, it is clean. It is a clean, no big deal. Now, if you drink it all at once, you might shit your pants and cry. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just nursing it, just a steady diet, you're good to go, man.
I know,
Okay,
when I drink like really hot, like thick espresso, a lot of espresso, just heavy, dark coffee, my piss smells like a Starbucks when I right in the morning. If I don't have enough water, I just piss and it's just yellow and it's just completely Starbucks. Fresh brew.
Yeah. No, are you
Beautiful.
sure it's not chlamydia and her name was Jasmine?
Yeah, it's probably that.
It's probably not good.
It burns. I forgot that part.
oh man,
It's burn and it's kind of milky because of the cream that I put in my espresso. No, it's not, friend.
It's always the morning after I get back from Mexico too. I can never put. I don't understand it. I don't know why.
Yeah, after that bachelor party in Colombia, I don't know why.
It's that coffee, I swear. Oh, is that her name?
Dude, you know who you gotta get on this podcast? AT is your mom. Get Vicky on here and let her go. Let her turn loose.
You know what? I've
She's
thought
your
about
problem
that.
now, internet.
Yeah, right. I've thought about having her on. She's a riot.
Can I tell my Joe Taylor story?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the best, dude.
Joe Taylor, fucking legend. It's stadium pizza night after we won a nice Friday night high school football game, and went to my car, had a couple bowls, and basically outboxed the whole goddamn thing. It was basically a goddamn Rastafari fest in my car. And I walk in, like someone just shit right in my eyes. And I'm walking from the parking lot to the front door, probably like 100 feet. And sure shit enough, Joe Taylor's just sitting out there. I don't even know he doesn't smoke cigarettes, so I don't even know what he was doing out there. But he's standing in there, and he's in between me and the door, and I have to walk by him.
Oh, fuck.
And so I go walk by, I go, hey, Joe, how's it going? And he just goes, he stops me and goes, Nate, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, and I'm so fucking high that I kind of started laughing. And I'm so scared at the same time. And it just proceeds to just give me like the biggest talk of like life of like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You gotta pull your shit together, man. And I'm like, Joe, I know, man. I know. I'm so sorry.
Oh, man.
Are we not entirely sure that he just wasn't pissed that he didn't pass the bowl to him?
Yeah,
He was sitting there watching the whole time and you didn't invite him in, and that's why he said, what the shit is this?
Yeah.
What I know of Joe Taylor, I think that's what.
No, I had probably about 12 of those conversations with my dad. There's no way he now knows, like, okay, my son's on his own 2 feet. He's good to go. But back in high school, and first part of college, he's like, I don't know if that shithead's gonna finish. Like, he's not a fan of pot. He wishes I didn't smoke it, but I don't know. Hey, whatever. I love it.
Yeah, no, I remember. I just knew when Andrew had one of those talkings, when Drew had one of those talkings, because it'd always be like, "Hey man, like, I'm gonna start smoking weed for like a week," and like it'd always just be and I'm like, "Dude, like what happened?" He's like, "Oh, my dad caught me." And then like, it'd be like 2 weeks later, I'm like, "Hey Drew, like want to hit a bowl?" He's like, "Yeah, man, like yeah, I think we're good now."
How about this though? Like, speaking of you guys graduating college, I just remember getting in a conversation with another family member. I said, no disrespect to Northern Arizona, but if these two schmucks got degrees, I could have been a fucking doctor if I went to school.
Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck you, huh?
I mean, dude, that was a wild thing.
Yeah. We had a heartbeat, and they were like, congratulations, you graduated. You stayed here for 4 years. You survived.
Yeah, you made it out of Flagstaff for 4 years. Yeah, you could get a degree. There you go.
You jumped through the hoops you needed to jump through.
Yeah. Oh man. I guess here. Dave, do I tell them the Carroll college stories?
Well, I guess guess now.
Yeah, I think we should. I think the listeners deserve this.
Who?
So-
Who's this? What story?
This is when Dave's in, I guess, well, I already named college, but
Dave had nothing to do with this. Dave was with the chick and not paying attention when this all went down, if we're being fair.
Okay, so I'm not even going to say my age because it's embarrassing, or it's not embarrassing, but it's just, it's people, what the fucking Child Protective Services are going to fucking call you.
He may or may have been underage. That can be confirmed nor denied.
He may or may have been a decade under the age. You do the math. I'm not a math guy, but somebody do the math.
Jesus Christ, Nate, you were 11? I'm good at math, okay? I can add and subtract like a boss. Prime numbers.
Yeah, maybe I was a decade under the drinking age. My grandparents drove me from Temecula, California to Helena, Montana to have a weekend with my brother in college for his...
And we weren't like really friends. Like, you have to set the premises. Like, he was my brother. Like, we weren't as cool as we were now. Like, I was way older than he was, so I had like no idea, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
No. Well, there's really not much to it, you know? So he comes in there, and I'm having a party in the dorm, which I got in trouble for over and over again. Like, I was a problem California kid, quote unquote,
Attaboy.
at the school. And so, like, he starts grabbing, like, it has to have been, I hope it was his first drink, was a Smirnoff Ice. It was just a real,
I was crushing him.
yeah, it couldn't have been some, like, fine, like, you know, a beaut of an ale or something like that. No, this homeboy starts crushing Smirnoff Ices, which is, like, a bad idea to begin with, right?
Sugar.
So then I leave, right? Or no, he leaves. My roommate takes them, and they say they're going to go pick something up. Don't say what they're going to pick up. Mind you, I'm in my dorm room with this girl that I'm trying to hook up with.
Okay, now let me take over the story, because now this is where Dave always sugarcoats it. So in Dave's eyes, like, yeah, like he just left the room. Dave hasn't been in the room for like 2 hours, okay, to this point. When they say,
Dave was closing.
Dave was close. Dave, Dave.
Closing time.
Closing time. So Dave has been abandoning me for over an hour, if not 2 hours, and I've been housing fucking ice, Smirnoff Ice like it's my day job. And I'm on my third fucking Smirnoff Ice. I was probably a bunch
Pussy,
at
dude.
this moment, so I am shit canned. And I am with, all these guys are all from fucking Montana, backwoods Montana, and they've been drinking since they were like 12. So like, they think they thought I was like 13. That's like what they thought. And they're like, oh yeah, this is normal. Like this.
Hey, hold on. Before we continue this, are we gonna watch the end of this Bears game on live podcast?
This is a live broadcast of Nate melting.
Wait, let him finish the story. We'll talk about that in a second.
So yeah, I'm shit canned. 13 years old, and they're like, hey, we gotta go pick up something. You want to ride? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we go. So his dorm was on the 4th story. So we go down all the fucking 4th story. We go into the car, and we drive out to the middle of fucking nowhere of Helena, Montana. And we drive out there, and we fucking end up catching. So it's probably like 4 dudes, 2 chicks, and NayNay's in the back seat of this like excursion. Okay, and we pull up to this spot, which seemed there was no other cars except one other car, and this guy on the football team is smashing this chick, just absolutely taking her to Pound Town in this fucking little fucking like Honda Civic, and everyone's just fucking crashing. And everyone's just like, this is like fucking hilarious. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck my mouth! Amazing football.
For those of you at home, the Bears just scored, ruining his bet.
I was thinking NayNay watching fuck his bet go to shit. Hey,
oh no, he's down. He's down.
Listeners, backdoor cover just happened in my mouth. So, so back to the story. So the guys are just counting this chick. Well, as this is happening, a bomb's going around the car, and we're hotboxing this car. I'm in the back seat, and this thing is got.
Hold on. Don't gloss over the fact that my friends are hotboxing the car while another friend is fornicating, all in the same car. This isn't 2 cars over. They went outside.
You're wrong. There's 2 cars.
Oh, okay, good.
2 cars. 2 cars. No. But but we are behind said car fornicating. We are directly behind with the lights on, and it's a goddamn showtime. I mean, it is full blown graphic, and he is pounding her. And I'm in the back seat,
And I'm like 11. I'm 11 years old, and I'm like, holy shit! Like this is college, holy shit! And as I'm watching this Pound Town, I'm like starting to kind of get a little dizzy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I thought it was going to say I'm getting turned on. I want a piece of pie.
Me too.
yeah. No, I'm actually calling this because I'm so fucking high and crossfaded from this goddamn smoke fest. Okay, so I pass out. I'm in the back seat, unconscious, and they proceed to drive back to the dorm, take my lifeless body out of the car.
No, I'll take it from here because this part I do remember.
Okay, go.
So he walks upstairs, right? I got a room full of people.
Oh, do I walk upstairs or do I get carried by legs and my feet?
No, my roommate's walking upstairs, and Nathan is completely unconscious, right? Like completely lifeless. They're holding him like he's like Sleeping Beauty, right? And roommate walks in the door, and he's just like, "Your brother's finished," and drops him on the floor. Just a complete body, just boom, from like 4 feet up. And I'm like, holy shit!
Fuck.
I can come busting out of the room or out of my bed. The girls are flipping out, like completely flipping out. I get smacked in the face. I didn't have anything to do with anything. I get smacked in the face because I'm so irresponsible. And so we ended up putting him, I didn't want him to grab my style, so I put him in room with one of my buddies who's an offensive lineman.
Let me take the story from here. And so he puts me, I unbeknownst to me, I'm unconscious, and he puts me in this guy's dorm room who was 6'7", 310 behemoth, okay? I wake up the next morning, my first hangover of my entire life, my 11 years of living on this planet, to a fucking behemoth next to me. And this guy is snoring, and I'm like, yeah, I check my asshole, and I'm like, did I just get raped? Like, where am I? I have no idea where I'm at. I'm hungover. I've got a pounding headache, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I have no idea what happened. Mind you, we have to go to breakfast with my grandparents in like maybe an hour. Like, and I can't even fucking open my eyes like straight. And like, we're all wrecked.
Oh my god.
Dave like opens the doors like, go, get your shit on, we gotta go, you know? And that is the story of my first college experience.
Well, what was breakfast like? What with your grandparents, man? Like, did you have a glass of water, a pitcher of water?
My grandfather eyeballs, because he reeked of weed. He had the same clothes on. He got hotboxed then. Yeah. You know, like all of us, like I look like somebody took a dump right in my eyeballs too. Like we're just wrecked, and we're sitting there trying to have like a country skillet with grandma and grandpa. And my grandfather's playing 50 questions. My grandfather isn't saying anything, just staring at us. He like knows, but he can't be certain. It was the worst.
Isn't that the worst? You gotta go through the typical cycle of questions like, how was it? What'd you boys do? Who was there? Was it fun? How late you stay out? You're like, Grandma, I just want some water and a coffee.
Yeah. I want a coffee and a cigarette, Grandma. Can you shut the fuck up? Please God. Every word she said, like my head was a knife going into it. I'm like, this fucking absolutely. I mean, I guess we should also tell the story because it's a good one as well. That before this date, I did have a cocktail. This was not my first cocktail because when I was a year younger, at 10 years old, we had my cousin's wedding reception party at our house in California. I was 10 years old, and my
Jesus. I mean, can you just say like may or may not? I mean, for some sort of legal backing here, for fuck's sake, before we all get arrested. My lord. Go ahead.
Well, let me just say this too. Like, I'm impressed that Nathan turned out as well as he did. Because how early you were exposed to some pretty heavy party scenes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a miracle. I mean, that's the thing. When I graduated college, I mean, my mother cried. And then when I passed the CPA exam, I mean, everybody was like, sweet. I mean, if he dies tomorrow, the guy was the best. I mean, this was his...
Our hero.
Yeah, he couldn't do any better in life. I mean, the guy dealt a shitty hand. And, you know, so that's...
Who was this?
Huh?
You dealt a shitty hand?
Oh, I mean, can you tell me other 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds have the same life and then end up where I'm at? I mean...
Yeah, you were dealt a pretty damn good hand. You just got fucked up with that hand. You went pocket aces and just ordered another round.
I was pocket ace the whole time. Nobody knew.
Pocket aces, I'm buying for the whole table. Fuck it.
So we're at this reception, and my sister, my aunt, or not my aunt, my fucking cousin's sister, so my cousin, wanted to make Jello shots. And so she made a shit ton of Jello shots, and we go to the reception, and one of my brothers thought it would be a great idea to feed NayNay about 10 of these Jello shots. And so NayNay had the Jello shots. NayNay was a fat kid at this time, and he loved to eat. So Jello, why not? You know, he didn't know what was in it. And so after his 10th Jello shot, he ended up going up to the bathroom, because once he was shit-faced, his brother was like, "Oh, this is a really bad idea. My little brother's 10 is absolutely blacked out at my fucking cousin's reception. This is probably a bad look for the family." So
Which brother? That wasn't me.
yeah, Andrew. So
Oh, yeah. I was like, I didn't react like that. I reacted.
together 18. So I'm upstairs and I'm just projectile vomiting, right? And somehow my mother catches wind that her little baby boy is absolutely sauced. And so she comes upstairs.
No, Savannah brought us out.
Okay, well, anyway, so.
Because we're like, he's fine. Like, we're like, let the boy get sick. He's fine. And she's like, no, he's really sick. Maybe he has to go to the hospital. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, if he can't handle a couple of Jello shots, he didn't deserve to live, you know?
Yeah.
So we go walking upstairs, and I'm already up there, like, trying to walk you through it. And I'm down there, like, and I'm just, like, down there. You got to picture this fat little kid puking his guts out, holding onto the toilet, like, and I get right down on my knees. I'm like, you like that, you little bitch? You driving the porcelain bus, you little bitch? And here comes my mother from left field and sucker punches me right in the back of the head, knocks me to the floor. Oh my God!
Oh,
she hit me with a closed fist. I'll never forget as long as I live.
Maggie with the haymaker, huh?
Maggie with the right hook.
And you see Andrew back out. He backs out of the room.
Oh man.
I had nothing to do with it.
And she's like, "You turned into my baby!" Ah! And she's fucking losing her shit, right? So that's the night, right? The next morning, I wake up with my actual first hangover, and everybody's outside. The entire family's outside having coffee, breakfast, whatever, what have you. And NayNay comes out at like 11 a.m. And NayNay comes out the door. And
with poop in his eyes and love in his heart.
and everybody's like, Jesus Christ. And my uncle goes, "Hey, NayNay, heard you were riding the porcelain bus last night, huh?"
Damn, dude, your whole family's just dogging on you. But meanwhile, they're encouraging it like this guy's going to be trash tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes.
Like, completely, like, what the fuck? Who does this? Like, who allows this to happen?
I'm willing to bet.
I'll never forget the debate, though, about whether we should get a doctor or not. I'll never forget that powwow upstairs. No, nobody tell Mom we'll get killed. Let him die. What's the difference?
Let's let him die. Let's let him die. Fuck, we're not going to go on that. We're not going to die on that cross.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get grounded right before I go to college.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Yeah. So just a normal childhood. Nothing out of the norm.
Yeah, right. Unless you're, if you're, what's her name, Drew Barrymore. Fuck.
No, dude. So true. So I was reading Scar Tissue.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah.
Anthony Kiedis or whatever. Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis.
Oh, is that his name? Kiedis? Yeah, lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers lead singer, and he's talking about like, and I'm reading his book at like 13,
yeah,
and I'm like not even phased. I'm like, oh, yo, you did that? Oh, your dad got you a whore? I'm like, oh, yeah, I've been there before, bud. Like the whole time I'm reading this book, like most fucking kids would be mortified of this kid's childhood. And I'm like, yeah, been there before.
Your dad got you a whore?
Well, no, okay.
Okay, all right. I was just gonna say, I just wanted to make sure that was
Montana, fucking, pounding Smirnoff ices and watching people get fucking pounded. So
yeah, do they have whores in Montana?
Yeah, oh yeah, good ones.
They also,
so I've heard.
I've heard.
That also has a big horse cock too.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Boy.
yeah, Billy Joe, great. degenerate. Oh god. All right, so we're gonna do a live look now at NayNay watching his fucking bet. It's 17 Baltimore, 16 Bears. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's 3rd and 5. They run the ball. Are you shitting me? Get upfield. Oh
my God.
Here we go.
Dude, hold on a second. Look at your text messages and look what your cousin wrote. With 2 minutes left, look what he writes.
Are you guys ahead of me? How much is on the clock for you guys?
Oh, God.
2:27. It's 4th and 4, right?
Oh, you son of a bitch. He fucking says nice hit.
Yeah.
Oh, you sick fuck. Ryan, you sick fuck.
And now, for those of you listening, that's not an accident. That is an intentional thing to screw with somebody's bet.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a classic move where you want to spite somebody and you're like, oh yeah, you're good, bud. There's like 2 minutes left. There's not a chance that anything bad could happen, and everything bad happens.
Oh, and it's usually some poor named Stacy who's like, it's her first time with the group or ever watching a football game that says it too. And you just hope that she flips her car over with her whole family in it. It's literally the worst thing ever. Oh, well, you're gonna win. They just couldn't lose by more than 3. They're only down by 1. As the guy takes it to him for a house call.
Oh my god, this guy takes it to the house. If this guy takes it to the house, I'm gonna fucking lose
Sorry, boys. Okay, no, my roommate came home. I had to jump out of the room for a second.
Dude, how's the roommate doing? Hey, is that one girl that was there? Is she still single?
Oh my god.
Yeah, tell us what's up.
I will, man, for sure.
Are you serious? Like, how bad do you have to hate somebody to send him Nathan's way? Honest to God.
I think I one time joked with Drew, and I was like, yeah, man. I was joking with your mom. I said, if me and Allison don't get married by 30.
Oh my God.
No, fuck no.
Oh my God, dude, listen, AT. I came out of my boots. I did it in front of my mom, too. I was just like, are you shitting me? Like, I don't ever want to hear that shit out of your face again. And my mom's like, why? It's cute. I was like, dude, your little baby needs a shot of penicillin and like 10 days in rehab.
Jesus. Yeah, there's no way. Like, I would not want that.
No way.
You could date Evan, though. That's fine.
Yeah, fuck that bit.
Dude, listen, Allison, I want to marry you, but I need to consummate in about 30 days. You understand. It's not personal, just business.
Dude, Evan had a picture with his new wife, and I think he had on there like something like rocket or something. I gave him Man Missile shout out. I think he deserved it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, dude, total Man Missile.
Well, I mean, if with Evan, you're talking about my brother.
Yeah, your brother.
He's the Man Rocket. We were just talking about the other podcast with how he kind of looks like Max Muncy if Evan started eating the baseball instead of catching the baseball, catching it and then eating it. No catch and release, just catching much. Yeah, we were joking on me and John were talking about it on one of our episodes, and then Evan called me the next day and we recorded an episode. He's like, I was listening to your podcast and you guys were talking about how Max Muncy he just looks like an average Joe, like the best guy in his fantasy football league, and he's somehow an all-star, and he just looks like a Joe Schmo. And then my brother called me the next day and was like, dude, my wife told me I look like him yesterday, and then I listened to your guys' podcast and was like, what the fuck?
Does it get weird for him when she hands him a Max Muncy jersey and tells him to get in bed? Is that like a weird conversation?
No, she doesn't. She gives him a Drew Doughty jersey and then gets it. That's her guy. So when he re-signed for 8 years, she was all wet.
Cross-check me in the face, Evan, with your Drew Doughty jersey.
Evan like, that's one thing. Evan's like, yeah, I'll just sit over here. Like, go for it. I'll be here. You guys do your thing. I'm okay. Go ahead, Drew. Is that the Stanley Cup?
Dude,
that's cool. What's your ring like?
Did you see that John Tingley on this podcast? What was that about?
No, John Carpenter.
Oh, yeah, Carpenter.
Okay, I'll ask. The question stands.
Yeah.
Well, usually about gambling, dude. We talk about some of his bets, too. Mostly Dodgers and LA sports, because those are our teams. So most of that's just random jargon or old stories as well. But, yeah, usually sports.
Oh, dude, yeah. Jay Carp's a fucking... He's also a degenerate gambler.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't realize like how much, and he was like, I remember when I went and visit him and Woga in Fullerton, and so this was probably fucking 6 years ago, and he was betting big, like,
Yeah,
he's like, I got like 500 on like this parlay, and I'm like, dude, like I made 500 after working like 2 weeks at Outback. What the fuck are you betting? You know?
Nate, what he does, this is why he's a degenerate, is because he'll just slap $300 down on like a random parlay, and you'll be like, what are you doing? Like, to put $50 on that, it'll pay out amazing. Like, you don't know that's gonna hit. You're crazy. And then it'll fucking hit, and then he'll do it again, and it'll hit, and then he'll do it again, and you're like, dude, stop. You're like, cash out, you're good. And then he'll lose like $600, and then he'll be like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, dude,
Yeah. No, he's on Bovada, and like, actually, I want to give him my fucking guys' side, because like, yeah, he'd be a good time, because he does it, because Bovada, where like he's like, dude, I'm playing with house money, and I'm like, I get it, but like, dude, you're up like $1,200. You do not need to do another $300 parlay on the fucking, Dodgers and whatever Astros. Like,
you're not gonna change him, dude. Once a gambler's got his route, he's got his route. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm like the last person to give gambling advice, as I'm watching this bet with like my pants off, and I'm just like completely sweating things out, and it's fourth down. They just got a flag. Like, there's nothing.
Garbage.
Boys, I hit this right here on this play. So get ready. A live look, fucking degenerate bet.
Yeah.
Okay, 4th and 15 on the 10-yard line. What could happen? What's the worst thing? That's where Jenny steps in, like, oh, you totally won this. Like, you got it in the bag. And I'm like, I fucking have you in the bag. I have nothing.
No, dude, you have to, like, live this. It's like, 4th and 15, isn't that really hard for them to convert? Like, isn't it basically over? I mean, you have to, like, go down the rabbit hole of, like, 50 questions that are just flat out garbage.
So what are they going to do? Just run the clock out now? It's game's over?
No. The Bears have the ball. They need to score.
No, they just threw the ball out of bounds, dude.
Oh my god. Who's that, Bray? Is that, you're our best player. All right, boys. I will see you guys on August 9th for whatever slate of fucking football games we got, because Daddy's on a heater.
If you guys want another podcast, join in at 10 a.m. for the Jets-Bills preseason opener. We're going to talk over-unders and prop bets.
Prop bets, dude. Yeah, speaking of prop bets, I was at like a happy hour, and I was talking to some coworkers, and something about, somehow prop bets got caught up about the Super Bowl, and I was like, oh, Nate, you gamble. Like, what prop bets do you do? I'm like, well, I always do the over under in the national anthem, and like Jaws are on the floor.
Really?
I'm like, you bet the national anthem? I'm like, it's the best bet in the goddamn Super Bowl.
It's so much fun.
No, let's talk about the coin toss when they hand it. Now, listen to me. I'm a patriot, okay?
Oh.
But when they handed that coin to George Bush and he throws a saucer up, I went so apoplectic, I literally almost burnt my house to the ground with my entire family in it. I could not believe what I was watching. Like, I could not believe it.
Jesus.
Like, so like last year, the Tom Brady one, like, I'm getting shelled, right? I'm like almost like about to cry because I've never gotten my shit pushed that bad in a sporting event, And then all of a sudden, Tom Brady comes back, and like I had so much money on the over that I ended up making like, so for me, like going to tears, cussing, like, I'm trying to like open up gas valves in the house and light a match, like I'm going through those stages of grief throughout the bet as I'm losing every single thing. And then like Tom Brady hits that touchdown that hits the over, everything hits, and I end up winning like, I was down like maybe like $1,500, end up winning like $37, And my dad's just like, was it worth it? I was like, oh yeah, dude, that's a great day. Like highs and lows. Like
saved it. You just came out, just made a little bit of money and just skate out without losing all of your shit.
Just like, great day. Yeah, absolutely great day. But when I see that shit, man, I become so incensed I can't even see straight. Like I just cannot.
Well, it's just fun, man. Even if you come out $1 up, you're like, well, that was a ride. That was a hell of a lot of fun. I just like being in the sports book where they're just all in front of you. You got every game, everything in front of you. You're just like, this is heaven right now, or it could be hell. It could be bad hell.
Yeah. No. So Drew, we were talking about. Dude, are you shaving your nutsack right now?
Yeah. What is going on that line?
It's not me.
Who's shaving their nutsack right now? Like, be honest.
My vibrator is put well secure into my bag.
All right. Well,
Oh, it could be my fan. It could be my fan above me. I mean, I am in Arizona, and it's kind of hot. I'm not turning the fan off. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's
If you want to
kinda
fucking sign your death wish right now. So, fuck, what were we talking about?
Shaving your pubes.
No, before that.
I lost the train of thought.
God damn it. Oh, it was good too.
Yeah, but we should probably wrap, dude. You guys you're in Boston. Hey, wait, are you gonna try to get into the? I think the guys from Chiclets, Spittin' Chiclets, are in Boston this week. Are you gonna try to run into them, dude?
Nathan was trying to get me to like go find where they're at and tweet at them and like get beers with them. I'm just like, dude, I have to work tomorrow. Like, I just might as well call in sick like yesterday.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Talk about getting anyone.
Yeah, those boys get after it for sure. But yeah, I don't blame you. If you gotta work, you gotta work. Do your thing. Well,
I just feel bad, man. I grew up in a small minor league town where they had minor league hockey there, and we hated those guys. And now I realize we should have been best friends, and I feel like it was time lost.
yeah.
And I can't shake it.
No, yeah, you can always. Hey, there's no better time than the present, man. Everything in life is impermanent. It's all about change. You can change it right now. There you go. Cool.
All right, boys. Well,
All right,
I'm going to
boys.
sign off here because I catch them shut-eye. But
Yeah.
good pod. I think this one's going to be a seller.
I'm gonna have you boys on again, and next time, Dave, don't shave your nuts when you're on the podcast. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Listen to me. It's not personal. It's just business. Okay.
All right, boys, have a good night.
All right.
All right. Night, boys.